Have you ever felt like no matter how much effort you put into a relationship, you're left questioning your worth, wondering why he doesn't value you the way you deserve? Brave women, let me ask you this. Is it because of your looks, your charm, or the way you carry yourself? Or could it be that society has been feeding you lies about what makes a man truly respect and cherish a woman? The truth is far more profound and far more within your control. The answer lies in understanding the powerful intersection of relationships, male psychology, and the transformative insights of dark Stoic psychology. You are not weak. You are not incomplete. Society may try to convince you that to be valued, you must play games, bend over backward, or mold yourself into something you're not. Let me tell you right now, your power lies in your authenticity and your ability to command respect without compromising your identity. Imagine this. You walk into a room, and without uttering a word, your presence alone captivates him. You become the woman who leaves him intrigued, the woman he can't help but admire, not because of tricks or manipulation, but because you've mastered the timeless strategies of self-worth and emotional intelligence. This isn't about changing yourself for a man. It's about transforming the way you see yourself, tapping into your innate power, and wielding it with unshakable confidence. Brave women, I'll show you how the principles of dark Stoic psychology, a philosophy rooted in control, resilience, and emotional mastery, can become your secret weapon. By embracing these teachings, you'll uncover how to take charge of your emotions, shift the dynamics of any relationship, and make him chase you, not because you played games, but because you became undeniable. Here's the truth men won't tell you. They are drawn to mystery, strength, and emotional depth like moths to a flame. The male mind is wired to crave what it cannot easily possess, and when you exude the energy of a woman who knows her worth, who cannot be shaken by superficial games, you become unforgettable. Let me give you an example. Picture the ocean. It is vast, untouchable, and impossible to control. It draws people in, leaving them in awe of its beauty and power. That is the energy you must embody. A force of nature that doesn't beg for attention, but naturally commands it. In this journey, you'll learn how to harness the principles of Stoic resilience to protect your heart without building walls, how to tap into the darker psychological truths about male desire to influence without manipulation, and how to channel your inner strength to become the woman he cannot resist. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about becoming the woman he cannot bear to lose. Are you ready to transform your life, your relationships, and the way you see yourself? Brave women comment, "I am my power" below if you're ready to step into your strongest, most irresistible self. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and get ready to reclaim the respect and admiration you deserve, starting now. The journey to your power begins today. Number 1. Stop overgiving. Set boundaries that make him respect you. Brave women, let's start with a question. Have you ever found yourself giving so much to a man that you felt drained, unappreciated, or even invisible? You bend over backward, you're always there when he calls, and you sacrifice your own needs just to keep him happy. Yet somehow, he doesn't seem to value you more. Why? Because overgiving doesn't earn respect, it erases it. The harder you push to please him, the less he feels compelled to value you. The answer isn't giving more, it's setting boundaries that demand his respect and shift the entire dynamic in your favor. Let me tell you this, men are wired to admire what they cannot easily have. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us a critical truth. Humans value what requires effort to attain. Think of a masterpiece in an art gallery. People admire it because it's rare, protected, and not available to just anyone. But what happens if that same masterpiece is left outside in the rain, accessible to everyone? Its value diminishes. Brave women, you are that masterpiece, and boundaries are the protective frame that makes you invaluable. Setting boundaries isn't about being cold or distant. It's about commanding respect by showing him that your time, energy, and presence are privileges, not guarantees. If you're wondering, won't boundaries push him away? Let me assure you, boundaries don't push the right man away. They pull him closer. A man worth your time and effort will lean in when you set limits, not pull back. As the Stoics teach, strength lies in self-control, not submission. When you show him that you honor and protect your own needs, you inspire him to honor them too. Consider this metaphor. Boundaries are like the rules of a powerful ancient kingdom. No kingdom survives without its walls, and no queen reigns without enforcing the rules of her realm. When you set boundaries, you're not just protecting your kingdom, you're showing him that only those who respect the rules can enter. He will recognize that he needs to step up, not because you demand it, but because your value makes him want to. Dark Stoic psychology also reveals the male psyche's deep-rooted attraction to strength and resilience. Men are drawn to women who know their worth and act accordingly. Boundaries communicate that you are a woman who doesn't compromise her dignity for anyone. For example, if he's used to canceling plans at the last minute instead of saying, "It's fine," you calmly respond, "I value my time, and last-minute changes don't work for me." This isn't confrontation, it's a statement of self-respect. And trust me, a man who values you will notice and change his behavior. But what if you're thinking, "I've never been good at saying no"? Brave women, boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about letting the right people in. Start small. Practice by saying no to the things that don't serve you. When he sees that you're not afraid to stand firm, he'll see you in a new light, not as someone who is always available, but as someone whose time and presence must be earned. Here's the magic of boundaries. They shift the dynamic of power without a word of manipulation. By embracing dark Stoic psychology, you master the art of emotional control, which teaches that you cannot change how someone else behaves, but you can control how you respond. Boundaries are not ultimatums. They're invitations for him to rise to meet your standards. The moment you enforce them, you stop being the woman who bends to fit his world and become the queen who shapes her own. Think about it. If you've ever felt resentment building because you give more than you receive, that's a sign your boundaries are too weak. Without them, your kindness becomes expected, and expectations breed entitlement. But when you establish limits, you create a sense of appreciation. He begins to see your value because you've defined it clearly. A man will always respect what he has to work for, and a woman who commands respect will always stand out. Remember this powerful quote, "You get what you tolerate." Brave women, if you tolerate disrespect or neglect, that's what you'll receive. But the moment you decide that your needs and boundaries are non-negotiable, you shift the entire relationship dynamic. You become the woman he cannot ignore, the one he knows he must treasure or lose. Now it's your turn to reclaim your power. Comment, "I will not overgive," below if you're ready to set boundaries that elevate your worth. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and join me in the next strategy where we'll dive into the art of mystery and how it can make him chase you. Your journey to respect, admiration, and unshakable confidence begins now. Number 2, unlock his obsession. Master the power of mystery. Brave women, let me ask you, have you ever wondered why some men are captivated by certain women, unable to get them out of their minds, while others struggle to even hold their attention? Is it about beauty, charm, or sheer luck? No. The answer lies in something far more profound, a force that can shift the entire dynamic of your relationship. It's the power of mystery, a tool so subtle yet potent that it makes him see you in a way he's never seen anyone before. But don't mistake this for manipulation. This is the art of dark Stoic psychology, where the mastery of emotional control and self-awareness turns you into the woman he obsesses over. Mystery is the flame to a man's curiosity, and curiosity, dear brave women, is the gateway to obsession. Picture this. When was the last time you couldn't stop thinking about someone? Was it their perfect answers? Or was it the tantalizing unknown, the feeling that there was something deeper waiting to be uncovered? That's what draws a man in, not because you are withholding who you are, but because you're showcasing your depth in a way that keeps him yearning for more. Just as a great novel doesn't reveal its plot on the first page, your life, your thoughts, your essence should unfold in layers that keep him hooked. Let's ground this in philosophy. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that control over your emotions and your narrative is your greatest power. You're not hiding parts of yourself. You're exercising the wisdom to decide what and when to share. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of mystery. Retaining control over how much of yourself you offer and leaving enough space for him to lean in and discover more. You are the ocean, vast and untouchable, revealing your treasures only when you choose. But how does this work practically, you ask? It starts with holding back the urge to over-explain or overshare. Society has conditioned us to believe that openness equals closeness. But the truth is, a man values what he has to work to understand. If he asks about your weekend, resist the temptation to recount every detail. Instead, say something like, "It was an adventure, but that's a story for another time." Let him lean into his imagination, filling in the blanks. This subtle move plants seeds of curiosity, and curiosity turns into captivation. Brave women, remember, mystery is not about playing games or being distant. It's about being selective, unpredictable, and intentional. If he's accustomed to you being available every moment, take a day to focus on yourself. When he reaches out, he'll wonder what you're doing, why you're glowing with confidence, and why your energy feels so magnetic. That intrigue is your silent power. Mystery is most powerful when it's authentic. You don't need to fabricate a persona or hide your true self. Instead, cultivate the richness of your inner world, your passions, your goals, your joys, and let those shine naturally. The key to this lies in Dark Stoic psychology, mastering your emotions and understanding your value. You are not seeking validation or chasing his attention. Instead, you are grounded, self-assured, and irresistible because you know your worth. Imagine you are the moon in the night sky. Men are drawn to your glow, fascinated by your phases, captivated by the parts they cannot touch or control. This is the energy you must embody, one of quiet confidence, emotional depth, and untouchable grace. It's not about being elusive for the sake of it, but about showing that you are a woman with a rich, full life that doesn't revolve around anyone but yourself. The male mind thrives on challenge and discovery, and when you allow him the space to uncover you, he begins to feel like he's won something rare, something no other woman could offer. This is where Stoic philosophy meets human psychology, controlling what you reveal and leaving the rest as an open invitation for him to pursue. Are you ready to harness this power and become the woman he can't stop thinking about? Write this phrase in the comments. I am his mystery, and he will chase me. Like this video and subscribe to this channel because the next strategy will take your power to even greater heights. Brave women, you are not just captivating, you are unstoppable. Let's continue this journey together. Your transformation has only begun. Number 3, ditch the neediness, show him you're an independent force. Have you ever found yourself giving and giving in a relationship, hoping he'll finally see your worth, only to feel invisible instead? Brave women, let me ask you this. Why do we often feel the need to prove ourselves in love, bending over backward for someone who doesn't reciprocate? The truth is, neediness doesn't inspire admiration, it repels it. But here's the good news. The antidote to this cycle lies in embracing your independence and stepping into your power. You don't need to beg for his attention. Instead, you become the woman he can't help but chase when you harness the wisdom of Dark Stoic psychology. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us this unshakable truth. A man respects what he cannot control, and he admires a woman who stands tall in her independence. You are not an accessory in someone else's story. You are the author of your own. Imagine yourself as the sun, brilliant, radiant, and self-sustaining. The sun does not beg the earth to orbit it. Its power compels it. That is the energy you must channel. When you embrace your independence, you don't just attract respect, you demand it. Let's be clear. Being independent doesn't mean pushing him away or closing yourself off. Independence is about showing him that your life is rich and full, with or without him. It's about creating a dynamic where your value doesn't rely on his validation. Here's where dark Stoic psychology comes into play. Stoicism, at its core, teaches us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our emotions, and our decisions. You cannot control how he feels about you, but you can control how you show up. When you stop clinging to his attention and start thriving on your own, you become magnetic. Think of this. Have you ever noticed how the most intriguing people are the ones who seem perfectly content in their own world? They're like a captivating novel. You can't help but want to know more. That's what independence does. It transforms you into a mystery he wants to solve. Stop texting him first every time. Stop waiting by your phone for his reply. Instead, pour your energy into your passions, your dreams, and the life you're building for yourself. When he sees you flourishing, he'll realize what he stands to lose. Here's a question you might be asking. But won't he feel like I'm pulling away? Brave women understand this. Men are wired to chase what challenges them. When you show him that your happiness doesn't hinge on his attention, you flip the script. You move from someone who needs validation to someone he desperately wants to impress. And let's be real. If pulling away slightly makes him lose interest, he was never worth your time to begin with. To truly embrace independence, you must shed the fear of being alone. You are not defined by a man's presence in your life. Dark Stoic psychology reminds us that our worth is internal, not external. When you anchor yourself in your own value, you become untouchable. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how, said Nietzsche. Your why is your purpose, your passions, your goals, not him. Live for those, and he will be drawn to your fire. Brave women, imagine standing on a mountaintop, the wind rushing past you, the world spread out before you. You're not waiting for someone to join you there. You climb that mountain yourself. That is the essence of independence. You are the storm he cannot tame, the lighthouse that doesn't dim for anyone. And when you carry yourself with that kind of power, he will chase you, not because you asked him to, but because he cannot resist you. Take this moment to reclaim your power. Comment, "I am the force" below if you're ready to embrace your independence and watch how the dynamics in your relationship transform. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and prepare to dive into the next strategy that will help you build a life where you are valued, admired, and unstoppable. Your independence isn't just your strength, it's your superpower. Use it, own it, and let it change the way the world sees you. Stay tuned, because next we'll uncover another game-changing move that will elevate your relationships and your life to new heights. You've got this. Number 4. Silence speaks louder. Refine your nonverbal signals to captivate him. Have you ever felt like your words are falling on deaf ears, that no matter how much you say or explain, it feels like he just doesn't hear you? Brave women? Let me tell you a secret most people will never share. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. Nonverbal communication, the way you move, the energy you exude, the subtle glance, or the deliberate pause, speaks directly to the subconscious. Master this art and you'll captivate him in ways words never could. This isn't manipulation. This is power, and it's rooted in timeless principles of dark Stoic psychology. Think about it. When someone enters a room with quiet confidence, do they need to shout to grab attention? No. Their energy speaks for them. You too can become that woman, the one whose presence commands respect, whose gaze lingers in his thoughts, whose silence resonates louder than the loudest voice. As the great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, silence is a lesson in itself. In the world of relationships, silence is not emptiness. It's control, intrigue, and unshakable strength. Now you might wonder, how can silence and nonverbal cues possibly influence him more than spoken words? Here's the truth. Men process signals differently. Their psychology craves clarity and simplicity, and their attention gravitates to what feels mysterious and elusive. When you refine your nonverbal communication, you tap directly into this primal part of his mind. It's the essence of dark Stoic psychology, using restraint, subtlety, and calculated presence to make him lean in, to make him chase the understanding he feels slipping through his fingers. Picture this. You're on a date, and instead of filling every moment with nervous chatter, you pause. You hold his gaze for just a beat longer than usual. In that moment of silence, his mind begins to race. What is she thinking? What does that look in her eyes mean? You've just planted a seed of intrigue, and it will grow in his thoughts long after the date ends. This is not manipulation, this is mastery. Brave women, you must learn that the pauses between words often carry more power than the words themselves. Nonverbal signals are your secret weapon. A subtle touch on his arm as you share a laugh can communicate warmth and connection more effectively than 1,000 compliments. Standing tall with your shoulders back, head held high, and eyes that exude calm confidence sends an unmistakable message. I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it to anyone. That's the energy that captivates him, that makes him crave your presence without even realizing why. But let's go deeper. Dark Stoic psychology teaches that control over oneself is the ultimate form of power. When you master your nonverbal communication, you're not just influencing him, you're transforming yourself. You're becoming the woman who doesn't need to explain her worth because her actions, her presence, and her silence say it all. Remember, the ocean doesn't need to shout to prove its strength. It simply exists. Vast, untouchable, and magnetic. And what about those moments when words fail, when emotions run high, or when he tries to provoke a reaction? Brave women, this is where your silence becomes your shield. Instead of snapping back, take a deep breath, hold his gaze, and say nothing. That pause shows emotional mastery, a key principle of Stoic philosophy. It communicates, I am not easily swayed, I am in control of myself, and no one can take that from me. That level of restraint doesn't just earn respect, it commands it. Some of you may be thinking, but won't silence make me seem cold or detached? The answer lies in balance. Silence is not about shutting him out, it's about choosing when and how to respond. It's about aligning your actions with your energy so that every glance, every movement, and every pause adds to the unspoken connection between you. This is not about withholding affection, it's about channeling it with precision. Brave women, the power of nonverbal communication lies in its ability to make him feel something he can't explain. It creates an emotional imprint that lingers, pulling him closer to you in ways he can't resist. This is the quiet power of dark Stoic psychology, a philosophy that teaches you to master yourself, to exude confidence without arrogance, and to influence without manipulation. So are you ready to harness the silent power that makes him chase you? Comment, "Silence is my strength," below if you're ready to master this transformative skill. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, because in the next step, we're diving into how to use emotional intelligence to build a connection so deep he'll never want to let you go. Brave women, your journey to mastery begins now. Take control. Step into your power. The future is yours. Number 5, make him chase you. Cultivate confidence that stops him in his tracks. Brave women, let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself chasing after his attention, overanalyzing every word he says, hoping he'll see your worth? Do you feel like no matter what you do, he's always just out of reach? Here's the truth. The more you chase, the faster he runs. Men are hardwired to pursue what they value, and value is built on one thing, confidence. But not the loud, desperate kind of confidence. No, the kind that whispers power, resilience, and self-assurance. The kind that makes him stop in his tracks and wonder, what does she have that no one else does? It's time to step into your power. You are not the one who needs to chase. You are the one who should be pursued. And the secret? It lies in cultivating the kind of confidence that radiates from within. This isn't about faking it or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about discovering the magnetic force already inside you, the one dark Stoic psychology teaches us to harness. Stoic philosophy is the art of mastering yourself, of controlling your emotions so they work for you, not against you. When you embody this, you become the kind of woman men cannot resist. Not because you're begging for their attention, but because you've become a force they cannot ignore. Confidence is not about walking into a room and demanding everyone's attention. It's about walking in and knowing you belong there, without needing anyone's approval. Think about it like this. Confidence is like the sun. It doesn't chase the planets. They orbit it because of its gravitational pull. That's what you're aiming for. A quiet, unshakable pull that draws him toward you, effortlessly. But how do I get there, you might be wondering? The first step is to stop seeking validation from others, especially from him. Validation is a trap that makes you dependent on external approval, and the moment you rely on him to define your worth, you hand over your power. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that your value is intrinsic, untouchable. It comes from the way you see yourself, not the way he sees you. Start by asking yourself, what makes you unique? What lights you up? What are the qualities that make you irreplaceable? Own those things unapologetically. Confidence also means standing firm in your boundaries. Picture this. You're a diamond. Do diamonds beg to be admired? No, they sit still, radiant and unyielding, waiting for someone who recognizes their worth to step forward. That's the energy you need to embody. When he senses that you won't compromise your standards or chase after him, he'll realize he's the one who needs to prove his value to you, not the other way around. But what if he pulls away? That's where Dark Stoic psychology becomes your most powerful tool. Men often test boundaries to see how far they can go. When you remain calm, composed, and unbothered, you send a message that speaks louder than words. I am unshaken by your actions. If you don't see my worth, someone else will. This isn't about playing games. It's about mastering your emotions and letting him come to the inevitable conclusion that losing you would be a mistake. Let's make this practical. Start by focusing on what makes you feel confident in your own skin. Is it pursuing a hobby, excelling in your career, or taking care of your body and mind? Confidence grows when you invest in yourself. Every time you choose to prioritize your growth, you're adding to your magnetic energy. Remember, men are drawn to women who are whole, not those looking to be completed. Here's another secret. Confident women are not afraid of rejection. Why? Because they know rejection doesn't diminish their worth. In fact, every setback is an opportunity to refine and strengthen their power. As Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you adopt this mindset, you become unstoppable. Brave women, it's time to flip the script. Stop running after him and start building a life so rich, so fulfilling, that he can't help but want to be part of it. When he sees you thriving without his validation, he'll realize that you're not just another woman, you're the woman. If you're ready to make him chase you and reclaim your power, comment, "I am the diamond" below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and stay with me, because next we'll uncover another strategy that will elevate your relationships and your life. You're more powerful than you realize, and this is just the beginning. Number 6, shift his perspective. Listen like no other woman ever has. Have you ever wondered why some women seem to forge unshakable bonds with men, while others feel unseen or unheard? Brave women, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly listened, not just to his words, but to the emotions and truths behind them? If you've been feeling disconnected or frustrated by his lack of openness, the answer lies not in talking more, but in mastering the art of listening like no other woman ever has. This isn't just about hearing him out. It's about wielding the transformative power of Dark Stoic psychology to connect with him on a level so profound it shifts how he sees you entirely. Men, by nature, are often guarded, reluctant to reveal their deeper thoughts and vulnerabilities. Society has conditioned them to equate emotional expression with weakness. But here's where your power as a woman comes into play. Brave women, you are not weak. You hold the keys to unlocking the parts of him he doesn't share with anyone else. When you combine the timeless wisdom of Stoicism with the sharp insights of dark psychology, you create a space where he feels seen, understood, and respected. This is how you position yourself as the woman he cherishes, because no one else can make him feel the way you do. Picture this. You're standing in the eye of a storm, calm and centered, while everything around you is chaos. That's the energy of a woman who listens with intention and mastery. Most people think listening is passive, but it's anything but. Listening is an act of power and influence when done correctly. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By listening to him with presence and authenticity, you subtly guide his thoughts and emotions, creating a connection that is nearly impossible to break. Here's the truth men won't admit. They crave someone who hears the things they don't say out loud. Brave women, when he mentions a bad day at work, do you instinctively offer solutions, or do you pause and ask, "How did that make you feel?" That single question can shift his entire perception of you. Why? Because it shows that you're not just solving problems, you're understanding him. This is the essence of dark Stoic psychology, using emotional intelligence as a tool to deepen the bond without ever losing your composure or sense of self. Men are drawn to women who can navigate their complexities without judgment. Imagine him as a labyrinth, and you the calm explorer. Each time you ask a thoughtful question, you take another step into his world. For instance, when he speaks about his goals or frustrations, avoid jumping in with your own experiences. Instead, mirror his emotions with phrases like, "That sounds like a big challenge. How are you handling it?" This creates a ripple effect. He'll feel not only understood, but also safe enough to share more, deepening the emotional intimacy between you. But listening isn't just about words, it's about silence too. Brave women, have you ever let a moment of quiet stretch after he's spoken? Silence, when used strategically, is a tool of immense power. It invites him to fill the space, often revealing thoughts he didn't even know he had. This is where Stoic philosophy comes into play. By practicing restraint, patience, and focus, you show him that you're different. A woman who isn't afraid of the quiet because you're confident in your presence. Metaphorically speaking, listening is like planting a seed. Every question you ask, every moment of silence you hold, waters that seed, helping it grow into a relationship rooted in trust and respect. Over time, he'll come to associate you with a sense of clarity and peace, a sanctuary in a chaotic world. And let me tell you, brave women, once a man feels that with you, he'll chase that feeling forever. Now you might wonder, what if he doesn't reciprocate this level of emotional openness? That's a valid question, and the answer lies in your boundaries. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that we can only control our actions, not his. By setting the standard of how you engage, you either inspire him to meet you on your level or reveal that he's not capable of the connection you deserve. Either way, you remain in your power, unshaken and unyielding. Brave women, your ability to listen isn't just a tool, it's a superpower. It's what separates you from the crowd, making him realize that no one else can match your depth, your insight, or your grace. When you listen with purpose and mastery, you don't just hear him, you transform the way he sees himself, and in turn, the way he sees you. So, are you ready to wield this power? Comment, "I own his attention" below if you're ready to master the art of listening and shift his perspective forever. Number 7, turn gratitude into power. Appreciate him without losing yourself. Brave women, have you ever wondered if your acts of kindness and appreciation for him are truly seen, or do they get taken for granted over time? Have you felt the sting of pouring your heart out, only to find that your efforts seem invisible or undervalued? Let me tell you something. The problem is not with your gratitude, but in how you channel it. When wielded wisely, gratitude is not just a simple thank you. It is a force, a power, and a tool to transform the dynamics of your relationship. The secret lies in pairing gratitude with dark Stoic psychology, a blend of ancient wisdom and emotional mastery that allows you to uplift others while standing firmly in your power. Gratitude, when used effectively, has the ability to create deeper emotional bonds and elevate your value in his eyes. But here's the catch. Gratitude must never come at the cost of your self-respect. When appreciation is overdone or unbalanced, it risks becoming submission. Think of it like watering a plant. Too little water and it withers. Too much and it drowns. The art lies in mastering just the right balance, where your gratitude becomes a reflection of your strength rather than a sign of your dependence. Imagine yourself as a queen on her throne, not cold or detached, but radiant and powerful. When a queen expresses gratitude, she does so with grace and intention, not as a subject begging for approval, but as a sovereign recognizing the worth of another. That's the energy you need to embody. Your appreciation should come from a place of abundance, not desperation. When you express gratitude, let it be laced with the unspoken message, I see your worth because I know my own. Now you may wonder, how can I appreciate him without making him feel like I'm bending over backward or losing my identity? Here's where dark Stoic psychology offers its transformative insight. Stoicism teaches us the art of control, not over others, but over ourselves. By mastering your emotions, you can express gratitude in a way that inspires respect and admiration rather than entitlement or complacency. For example, instead of a generic "thank you for helping," elevate it with purpose. Your thoughtfulness really stood out to me today. I admire how you handle things with such care. This not only acknowledges his efforts, but also subtly encourages him to uphold that behavior. Let's consider a metaphor. Gratitude is like a mirror. It reflects the values you hold and the standards you set. If your gratitude feels genuine yet restrained, it tells him that you appreciate effort, not mediocrity. But if it's overly abundant for the smallest gestures, it signals that you are easily impressed. The right kind of gratitude makes him feel seen without making you appear desperate. It builds a connection based on mutual respect, where your appreciation becomes a rare and cherished gift rather than an expectation. Dark Stoic psychology also emphasizes understanding human behavior. Men, by nature, crave to feel significant, to know they matter. Your gratitude, when given strategically, can fulfill this desire while also keeping him striving to earn it. Do not dilute its power by giving it freely without consideration. Instead, make it intentional. When you pair gratitude with a tone of quiet strength, it becomes magnetic. He will start to see you not as someone who simply praises him, but as someone who motivates and challenges him to rise higher. But brave women, never forget that gratitude should not come at the expense of your self-worth. If he's not meeting your standards, don't overcompensate with appreciation in the hope that it will change him. Gratitude is a reflection of what is deserved, not a tool to beg for better treatment. As the great Stoic Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Let your gratitude dye your relationships with dignity, not servitude. To those who ask, how will this make him chase me? Here's the answer. Men value what feels rare and genuine. When your gratitude comes from a place of strength, it sets you apart. It's not something he can take for granted because it feels earned, special, and unique to you. When he sees that your appreciation is meaningful but never excessive, it will ignite his desire to be the man worthy of your praise. So, brave women, are you ready to turn your gratitude into a powerful force that uplifts him while keeping you on your throne? Comment, "Gratitude is my power," below if you're claiming this energy today. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and get ready, because in the next strategy, we'll dive into unlocking the secrets of non-verbal cues that silently captivate his attention and respect. Stay with me. Your journey to power has only just begun. Number 8, own your value. Demand his admiration by valuing yourself. First, brave women, let me ask you this. How often have you caught yourself bending over backward to prove your worth in a relationship? Do you ever feel like no matter how much you give, It's never quite enough to make him truly see you, truly value you. Here's the hard truth you need to hear. No man will ever admire you the way you deserve until you learn to admire yourself first. You can't demand respect from someone else when you're hesitant to give it to yourself. The secret to commanding his attention, his commitment, and his admiration lies in mastering one essential skill: owning your value. Think of a diamond buried in the dirt. Its worth doesn't diminish just because it's hidden. Yet until it's unearthed and polished, it won't shine the way it's meant to. That diamond is you. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that value isn't something granted by others. It's something we recognize and radiate from within. When you begin to see yourself as the rare and irreplaceable force you are, his perception of you will change instantly. You'll stop chasing him because you'll realize you are the prize. He'll start chasing you because he won't want to lose what he knows he can't replace. Here's the problem. Society has conditioned women to downplay their worth, to give and give in hopes of being appreciated. It's time to shatter that lie. Brave women hear this loud and clear. You don't need to overextend yourself to earn his admiration. When you prioritize yourself, when you treat yourself with the respect and care you deserve, you set the tone for how he will treat you. As Stoicism teaches, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The moment you take ownership of your value, you reclaim your power. You become the kind of woman who doesn't just walk into a room, she owns it. But let's dive deeper. What does owning your value really mean? It's not just about self-care or surface-level confidence. It's about recognizing your intrinsic worth and refusing to accept less than what you deserve. Dark Stoic psychology emphasizes emotional mastery and resilience, tools that enable you to navigate relationships with clarity and strength. For example, imagine he's pulling away, testing your boundaries, or failing to meet your standards. A woman who owns her value doesn't panic or chase. She pauses, evaluates, and calmly enforces her standards. She knows that her worth doesn't depend on his actions. It's rooted in her. Now, some of you might wonder, what if I value myself, but he still doesn't see it? That's the beauty of this philosophy. When you truly own your value, you attract the right energy and repel what doesn't serve you. If he doesn't recognize your worth, it's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of his limitations. Would you let someone dismiss a priceless painting just because they don't understand art? No. You'd let them walk away because the painting's value doesn't change based on their opinion. The same goes for you. Men are naturally drawn to what they perceive as rare and unshakable. When you embody the principles of Dark Stoic psychology, you become the woman who exudes quiet strength, resilience, and self-respect. This isn't arrogance. It's an unspoken confidence that says, I am enough, and I won't compromise who I am for anyone. Picture a lighthouse standing tall against the crashing waves. It doesn't shrink to accommodate the storm. It stands firm, guiding others with its light. That's the energy you need to carry into every relationship. Here's how this transforms your dynamic with men. A man can't help but admire a woman who sets her own terms. When you stop trying to prove yourself, you create space for him to step up. And if he doesn't, then you walk away with your head held high, knowing you haven't lost a thing. This is where Stoic resilience comes into play. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your standards, and let go of the rest. He will either rise to meet you or he won't. Either way, you win because you remain grounded in your power. Brave women, it's time to rewrite the narrative. Stop waiting for his validation. Stop questioning your worth. Start valuing yourself so fiercely that no man can look at you without seeing your strength. Comment below with the phrase, I am my own admiration, if you're ready to step into this power and demand the respect you've always deserved. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and prepare yourself for what's next. We're about to explore a strategy that will take your confidence and connection to levels you've never imagined. Your journey begins here. Take the first step. because the woman who owns her value owns the world. Conclusion: brave women, stop questioning your worth and chasing his attention. True admiration begins when you own your value unapologetically. Like a diamond, your worth isn't determined by others. It's already within you, waiting to shine. Through the power of dark Stoic psychology, you'll learn to command respect, enforce boundaries, and radiate confidence that no man can ignore. Remember, you are the prize, not the pursuer. Let him rise to your standards or leave him behind. The moment you prioritize yourself, you become a force he can't afford to lose. If you're ready to embrace your power and demand the respect you deserve, like this video, share it with other strong women and help them step into their strength. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more strategies to transform your life and relationships. Together, we rise.